anyone comes to Denver, definitely we will let you know. That is, it's on my list of places, Casper. And if it happens, we'll let you know, man. Want to live by the Rockies? Hey, listen. So, like I said, so I've been pretty open about that. I live in Ohio, so we're coming from Ohio to West Virginia. So we're coming like across Ohio into Pennsylvania and then down into West Virginia. And Ohio is so fucking flat. As soon as you get into Pennsylvania, it's like immediately so much more intense, mountainous and everything like that. And then, you know, West Virginia is like a whole nother thing at some points too. But yeah, it was crazy. Even when we were on our way back, like there was just that moment where you like hit Ohio and you're just like, oh, it's flat again. Oh, it's just completely flat. That's what we do. Okay, cool. Beautiful place. Pricey. Yep, I believe it. I believe that. All right, let's get into our first topic. Just because I needed to kind of go over this a little bit. So Amazon Prime Video is taking shots at Netflix for its password sharing crackdown. I had a little bit of the Netflix password crackdown hit me over the weekend. I may or may not sharing my password with some people, and it definitely goes through the whole thing where it's trying to be like, hey, is this where you live? And I was like, sure. And then like we tried to sign in here, and then it was like, is this where you live? And I was like, oh shit. So it's definitely exactly shooting itself in its own foot. So then, so Amazon Prime Video posts this up over on the Twitter, because there's a little thing down here that says, you know, this is from a few years ago where Netflix tweeted out, "Love is sharing a password," which obviously they've gone back on at this point. But now Amazon Prime is, you know, saying, you know, tweeting this out after the whole crackdown thing, and who's watching? And then it says, everyone who has our password, heart emoji. So they're definitely trying to take their shot here. It definitely seems like Netflix is shooting themselves in the foot. Because it definitely gets to that point where I was like, what the fuck? Why am I even gonna have Netflix? Or anybody else who kind of feels like that there's gonna get some points like that. People are going to start to reevaluate. Do they really want this? Do they really want to pay for it? If you had a couple people, you know, going in on it, it's a better deal. And daydreaming on Zillow in the Colorado area, and damn, it's pricey. For a one-bedroom apartment, it can be $1,800. Holy shit! Holy smooth. That is an ass ton. Sorry, a buttload. So yeah, listen, I saw this the other day and I was like, oh man, it sucks when Amazon's got to be the one who's taking the shots here, but whatever. The rent it hurts. Yeah, it looks like it. So I just came across this one too the other day, and I thought this was really cool. I had to look into it a little bit, so I'll kind of go over what I had seen. So I saw this mod kit from 8BitDo that turns your N64 controller into a wireless controller, and I was like, okay. So I was expecting that this was going to be a whole new, like, repurposed, be able to use your N64 controller with your N64, which is not the case. So they have a little pack that makes it wireless, a new board and apparently new sticks, which In all honesty, that stick would be probably worth it all in itself, because it's a Hall effect stick, which is a much better stick than the original one. But so what this actually allows you to do is replace a lot of the internals and everything for your N64 controller to make it a wireless controller for your Switch. Yeah, a lot of people were kind of like commenting like, oh, like this doesn't, what, this is not what, this feels like you haven't explained. Hardly any low income housing available in Denver. Really interesting. Yeah, Denver would be nice. I would even just, like I said, just to visit. I would love to visit. Yeah, it allows you to swap out the controller's main board, and allows the controller to have Bluetooth functionality. Also made Hall effects joystick replacement for the N64. The Hall effects joystick uses a magnetic system, meaning the joystick will never physically touch the sensor itself, in turn increasing the lifespan of the joystick. Anybody who has like a Switch, I mean, it happens to a lot of joysticks, but like the Switch is one of the ones that has a lot of problems with drift. That's a lot of that is because it's rubbing the sensor down, and technically it's not the sensor, I don't think, but the Rumble Pack also doubles as a rechargeable battery, so it does vibrations, but it also includes additional control buttons, plus a USB-C charger, or charging port for you to charge the controller. Like I said, I thought this was pretty cool. So it's $40 on their website. Can buy the mod kit and the Rumble Pack separately for $30. If you want to buy the joystick, you can buy that piece separately for $20, which actually would be super worth it. I feel like that would be worth just having, just to swap that out. I wonder if it would be compatible. I actually don't even know for sure, but that's like the one thing in N64 controllers that has always died. So yeah, pretty cool though. And especially if you want to just, repurpose one of your old controllers for something like your Switch or something, or just have it be Bluetooth compatible at that point, you can definitely do it. And so next, this is one that is not a new thing, not even slightly at this point. So I think it was over last week, maybe over the weekend, there was a game launch for the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. And immediately the devs put out an apology for an underwhelming launch. They announced an incoming patch. Hey Ron, what's happening, dude? Welcome on in. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, man? Mage, welcome on in. Hello, Reg Rules. I did not know backseat gaming existed. Really? Did not know. I mean, most of that's what Twitch is at this point, is just, it's Chad backseating. But, listen. You haven't met me. That's true. Yeah, most of it, that's just when people decide that they want to tell, a streamer how to do something, and then the streamer doesn't really care. Like myself. Most of the time, if I want input, I usually ask for it. I don't mind people, having a laugh or whatever, of course, but just spoiling something or whatever, It's funnier if I get to the joke first, Ron. Really? Look at y'all's. So Daedalic Entertainment has apologized for the underwhelming launch of the Lord of the Rings Gollum and is currently working on fixing the game's issues. I've seen a little bit of this game. I remember watching the trailer and I was like, it looks fine, whatever. But apparently at that point, they did nothing else with it, and maybe even regressed it a little bit. I've watched a little bit of playing of it and stuff, and it looks fucking god awful. We understand that a game's success relies on the enjoyment and satisfaction of its players. We genuinely value your feedback and have been actively listening to your voices, reading your comments, and analyzing the constructive criticism and suggestions you've provided. Our development team has been working diligently to address the bugs and technical issues many of you experienced. We are committed to providing you with patches that will allow you to enjoy the game to its fullest potential. Ugh. The worst. So this seems to be just a fucking thing at this point, right? Like every studio has to have some shit go wrong with their game, send out an apology. I'm pretty sure there's just like a template for these at this point. So basically, backseat gaming, what is? Spoiling the game for the streamer. I mean, technically, yeah, I mean, that would be part of it. You know, spoiling, or just, you know, being like, go left, go right, go in there, check this out. Like, yeah, like a part of being here is just enjoying the ambiance, watching the streamer be a complete idiot. You know, a lot of the times we want to experience it, you know, for the first time. You know, that's not enough for me. That's true. Ron finds new ways to break those rules. Ron only gets a pass because he's an IRL friend. Bioshock 2 on 360. How did you like it? I'm going through the DLC, so you know, I've obviously no spoilers for the DLC, but this is not my first time through the Bioshock 2, the actual game, so you cannot spoil that part of it for me. Also, thank you so much for the follow. So yeah, just another piss poor game that came out on PC and all kinds of shit, and it just doesn't work right. So there's no DLC on the 360. Oh, really? That's interesting. There was some little bit of add-on stuff, but I did play the multiplayer when it first was out, when the game was first out. The multiplayer was weird. Julian Sands? I do not. If I look them up, will I know who they are? Oh, I do know Julian. The game kind of reminds me of Fallout and Team Fortress. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. He went on a hike. He went missing on a hike. Really? Was it recently? Oh, so it's been I was gonna say it's only been a couple months apparently. Oh wow. He is assumed dead. Yeah. Xbox, I do not. I don't have an Xbox. Right now I'm actually playing the games through PC. But I do have like a Switch and a PlayStation, things like that. So I'm so sorry. I just never had an Xbox. Yeah, this is really sad. I didn't know this. Just geeking on Warlock. Yeah, that's pretty dope, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even hear about that. PC hard drive is dying, so I can't really play PC games. Oh, damn, that's so sad. Well, hopefully maybe you'll be able to replace it soon. Cool. So the next story was about Minecraft. It's been a little while since I've been into the Minecraft or anything like that, but every time it gets updates, I always like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like to see what's happening. So Minecraft is getting a Trails and Tales update in March. June 7th, the Trails and Tales update will be up for download. One of those crap drives. I mean, yeah, but you could still find a pretty cheap one. You don't have to get just a straight same thing. Find something. Just found out now. So weird and sad. I didn't even know, dude. That's crazy. I mean, thank you for bringing it up. It also makes me kind of sad, but that's crazy that it's been that many months now. Okay, so the Trails and Tales brings the long-awaited camel, which can fit 2 riders. And the Sniffer, the gentle giant that the community voted for during the Minecraft Live 2022. What the fuck is that? It also introduces 2 new wood sets, bamboo and cherry, the latter of which is found in the Cherry Grove, the update's new biome. Oh, okay. Also included in the update is archaeology. Its main new mechanic, which allows players to dig through the sand to find tools and pieces of pottery that can be put back together. That's pretty cool. You can support up to 8 terabytes. Yeah, that'd be great. 8 terabytes is a lot of space too. You're gonna take some time to fill that thing. And yeah, having any kind of enterprise, SSDs or anything like that, you're definitely gonna get your bang out of it. Yeah, I just thought this was pretty cool. So June 7th, apparently Minecraft's getting a new update. Camels and the Sniffer, which I don't even know what the fuck the Sniffer is, but it's a thing. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. So this is a pretty dope one. So I think it's Thursday night / Friday morning of this week. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse comes out, and I just saw this post the other day showing off the Chinese poster, which is, as the title says, incredible. Marvel and Sony Picture Animation received an extremely artistic poster dedicated to its upcoming theatrical release in China, and we are in awe. Cool, so let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up and take a look what this actually looks like. Because I took a look and I was like, yeah, this is pretty dope. So it's so different than like anything else. trying to see if I could like actually. Oops. Oh, it won't actually let me go in too much on it actually. But yeah, this thing is pretty sick. And it's so unlike anything else that has probably come out for this film.
Hello all. The person who has redeemed this reward would like you to know that they are
First!
Lamberto, welcome in. Now that someone is finally first in the chat. Lamberto, how you doing, buddy? Welcome on in. Another thing is Kingston is about as fast as you can go without getting a SATA interface. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the SSDs and stuff, you know, listen, you're not going to go wrong with an SSD over a hard drive no matter what you do. And it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to move huge files, I mean, listen, it just depends. Long-term storage is better, you know, when you're going into the hard drives and stuff. But 8 terabytes, I mean, shoo. And if you're running games straight off of it, which it sounds like you would be, yeah, you definitely want to go as fast as you can. Yeah, so this was just super cool. I just wanted to show this off because I think it's dope. I am also going to see Spider-Man on Friday. It'd be Friday night, so I will. I'll try to let y'all know about it. I mean, what am I gonna know? Not much, but whatever. But I've seen it, you know. I'm glad to hear that, Berto. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm doing pretty good as well. How was your stream of Alan Wake? I was trying to watch a little bit of it the one day. I was there. I was like, man, I'm gonna type in this dude's chat, and then I was like, I didn't have the energy for it. I'm so sorry, dude. But I watched a little bit, and it was pretty interesting actually. Pretty wild. Definitely some Control vibes, which I know Control comes after, you know, was made after, so Control technically has Alan Wake vibes, but you know, the way that I've seen them. Yeah, I know you really liked it. I know you were excited for Alan Wake 2, which I'm actually pretty excited to see. So, what was the next thing? Oh yeah, so this is slightly spoilery, but I mean, if you played more than a handful of minutes of Tears of the Kingdom, it is not a spoiler. So Tears of the Kingdom has unique dialogue if the player skips the intended opening area. So when you first boot up Tears of the Kingdom, it pretty much puts you in like a tutorial area, and it's like an island that's just a tutorial. And apparently, I guess you can skip it. It's very open world, with players able to do more or less anything they want in any order. That means what's intended to be the game's starting area can be completely skipped. Though the oddness of this is noticed by Hyrule's NPCs. Okay, so it's not even the main island. There's like a tower that you're supposed to go to very early on. Skipping this therefore doesn't make much sense because you get a important key item for those looking to experience every part of Tears and access one of its most important tools. But it's an option nonetheless. That being said, the citizens of Hyrule will notice and question the decision to skip. Quote, "Hey Link, you haven't been to Lookout Landing yet, have you?" asked one Goron. Quote, they should be searching for Princess Zelda, and the investigating the upheaval might be a good idea to go there. Just head south of Hyrule Castle. If you're planning on traveling to other regions in your investigation, why don't you visit Lookout Landing? Wow, yeah, they really are like pushing you. we talked about like if Link is in his drawers, the NPCs kind of have some specific things they'll say during that, you know. But it's funny that they really programmed a whole lot of things. Like they really try and push you into what they want you to see. So apparently, if you skip the first tower that you're supposed to go to right away, it's pretty evident that you're supposed to do it. Everything's kind of pushing you there. So apparently, like I said, if you skip that, the NPCs know it and they'll let you know about it. Programs that you've been developing. Ooh, nice. What kind of developing have you been doing? I see that you said you needed some for virtual machines, which is pretty cool. Videos, photos. Main thing you use 8 terabytes for is quantum computer programs. Very interesting. Them elves again. That's right, Ron. It's always the elves, bro. They're always causing mischief. They're always causing mischief. Yeah, Mage, that sounds amazing. It sounds like you're pretty well informed on some programming and things like that. So, well, welcome in. Appreciate having you here. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. I also, this next one, I talked about a little bit when on Thursday, because I was pretty sure I had seen it, but I wanted to make sure, and I did find this just so that we could go over it. But so there's going to be a remake for Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. And I was pretty sure, I hadn't really seen much saying anything about it, but the collection will also include the 2 earliest games in the series. They're not remade, nothing like that, but it is just, they're going to come with those original games. So if you haven't checked them out and you wanted to, it's pretty easy to. Quantum program. Yeah, see, I knew plenty would be in here. That's what I was hoping. I didn't want to push nothing. I'm glad to see it's going. A remake? Yeah, see, I figured you'd be upset, Ron. Yeah, they're making a remake of Snake Eater. It looks really, really good. I think I didn't put it in here. There was a side by side of some of the things from the original and the new one, man. They're just making it look nicer. I'm sure they'll bring some other things into it too, but enjoy it, dude. It's great. We get to see things that we played as a kid, and when you see them, you actually be like, this is how I remember it looking when I was a kid. But it didn't, and now it will. Hey, Ron. Hey, Vash, what's happening, dude? Welcome on in. How you doing, bud? So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody freaking knew that if you buy apparently the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, that it brings in some other games that maybe you didn't realize. Oh, actually, okay, sorry. I take this back. I thought that the Master, or the Metal Gear Master Collection, what is it called? Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. Apparently, it's something different. Okay, so let me amend my statements. I didn't even try. I wasn't even trying for that. Let me amend my statements. Okay, so they're talking about the remake, but then they're saying that there's going to be, the company is also re-releasing the first 3 games on PlayStation 5 later this year. along with 2 earlier entries in the Metal Gear Solid built for the NES. So yeah, okay, so it's gonna be a different thing. It'll be its own collection. Okay, sorry. So they're gonna be you're gonna be able to buy some of the original games being re-released, not remastered, just re-released. If that's something that you're interested in. Yes, I'm pretty excited for some Snake Eater. Q sharp. It's the same syntax as C sharp, but uses completely different function variables. Listen, program language is a whole thing, man, and I salute anybody who can do it. It's intense. So that's very, very cool. And also, bro, my hat's off to you. I'm not wearing a hat at the moment, of course, but if I was, off to you for doing all that. That's very, very cool. Sorry, I'm driving. Don't worry about it, man. Just listen, sit back, listen to some words, some things, some words and things. Pay attention to the road, god damn it. Damn, Ron bringing out the Lord's name, all for your safety. Do. Oh, damn. Okay, so this next one is gonna be requires a lot of patience and destroys your well-being. That's what I know about it. So this next article is a little bit sad, and not even just a little bit, a lot of it. So the other day, I saw a post that Naughty Dog was gonna update us on the Last of Us multiplayer game. You know, there was gonna be a whole separate thing than part 2. It was gonna be its own kind of thing, and then we were gonna get an update. So they did update us. They updated us to pretty much tell us it's a little delayed at the moment. So they put out this statement that says, Last of Us fans, we know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about our Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far. But as development has continued, we realized what is best for the game is to give it more time. Which, hey, this already sounds like, okay, cool. They're going to delay it. Great. I think that's a good idea. Keep it until it's ready. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon. We're grateful to our fantastic community for your patience or your support. Thank you for your passion for our games. It continues to drive us. So everybody's been saying like, this is kind of like not sounding good. I think it sounds okay. It's just we're definitely gonna see. Everything in this world destroys your well-being. Jesus Christ, Ron. Man, easy. Essentially, from what I've heard is, what we've seen so far is that they're pretty much delaying everything, which is fine. Again, I'd rather them delay something and make sure it's right before, especially with their part 1 port, which I know wasn't quite them, but I've also heard that they are passing this off to a smaller development team. I go to the kitchen for 3 minutes. That's you knew if you let Ron go, man, he was just gonna be all over the place. Okay, so this is what I was seeing. So it's not even necessarily that it's being handed off to a smaller developing team. So it's according to a report from Bloomberg, which hit alongside a Naughty Dog statement. The team working on The Last of Us multiplayer spinoff has been scaled back after a recent evaluation, and that many of its developers have been moved to other projects. So that's kind of like the part that's worrying people is like, okay, well, they're definitely scaling back a lot of that. My hope is that it's also just to, like, again, give them more time, because that's, if it's not ready, give it time. But maybe it's kind of in a good state where it doesn't need as much people to be working on it, and they can move them to these other bigger projects, and they can just use this smaller team to kind of make sure everything is ironing out all these other little issues and stuff like that. That is the hope. But that's being very optimistic, and with the way everything is kind of gone lately, who knows what this is gonna mean at this point. It's definitely worrying. The DLC, the multiplayer for Last of Us 1, I think it was like factions or whatever, was amazing. I super loved it. I know Vash really enjoyed it as well. We actually streamed a little bit of it at one point. We had a lot of fun. We didn't do super great, but we did okay. And we had a lot of fun with it. It just is sad to see that it may not be. They're gonna just scrap it? I don't know if they will. I mean, listen, if they put that much time into it, I'm hoping that's not the case. Sounds like it. What is all this negativity? I need y'all to get this negativity about my chat. We need to be positive. We need to have positivity. One thing I managed to pull off was running some modern Steam games on Windows 2000. Holy shit, that's actually wild. Ron is affecting you. That's what it seems like. Yeah, Mage, that is wild stuff. That is amazing to hear too. That's... Yeah, do you ever do anything within like the gaming community and stuff? Like helping them work out like, issues they have with games and stuff? I know there's a big communities of people who are like getting stuff to work right and everything like that. Sometimes they need help. I bring in negativity, a balance in the force. You don't have to be, man. Y'all ain't gotta be the negativity. We can all be positive. Hey, welcome home, Vash. So, just sad news.
He's a coffee wizard. He's extracting magic from those beans. Look at this, dude. Stoked.
Very nice. Yeah, very sad news, but hopefully it doesn't mean that they're just scrapping it. And with all this negativity in my chat, I hope you all just get the fuck things wrong, all right? It's always both sides, man. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Contribute to the community, but mostly keep programs to yourself. Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to do anything like that. I just know sometimes people really like doing that stuff, so. To think in Western terms too much. You don't got to, man. You can just come in and be friends, bro. We could be friends and you can bring in positivity. Damn, I hope next game you really want to come out, I'm gonna just shit all over it, man. Okay, so this one was because we watched the Sword of the Sea trailer on Thursday, and I then was telling Vash about it, and then was super delusional and telling him, yes, it's the same company that did Journey, when it sure is not. So I super got these mixed up, and I was so sure, and dude, he was ready to follow me and just tell me that I was right, but it definitely wasn't. I definitely am not. I thought that the company that is doing the Sword of the Sea was the same one that does Journey, but that was a company called That Game Company. And the one that is doing the Sword of the Sea game is, what is it? Giant Squid Studios. And I saw this article and I was like, damn, I'm not the only one. So they're saying that it's not a Journey sequel, but it sure looks like one. And there's a reason for that. Abzu does Journey. I mean, technically, right? The game comes from Giant Squid Studios. They're Giant Squid Games, the studio behind Pathless. But its Journey DNA is pretty apparent in its visuals, which, yes, it looks exactly. That's because Matt Nava? Yeah. The artist who worked on Journey, worked at Journey developer That Game Company, is also working on this one. There are scenes and set pieces in the trailer that look straight up pulled out of Journey, from the glistening desert sand to the way its main character boards across it. If you didn't see the title card at the end, you'd think it was a Journey sequel. While it's clearly trying to recapture the game's 2012 magic, it's going to have its work cut out for it when it launches later this year. Same composer. Yeah, that's so crazy. So it looks like they completely are fooling me here, man. Yeah, it is. They did do Abzu. Yes, they did do Abzu. Same composer. But it's like a lot of like the same people, but it's an actual completely different game developer that's doing this, that's making this game. From both companies. Yeah, okay. So, but it looks like a good, like exactly like a mashup of Abzu and Journey together. It's super interesting. I'm excited to see it. I thought for sure it was the same company that did Journey, and it is not. Could play with other people. Yeah, that's the best part, Ron. You can get a good person in there. Yeah, it's very confusing. I wanted to bring it up because I definitely did not make this any kind of clear, and I'm sure I've not made it any more clear to explain that this is being made by a team that is not the Journey team, but is the Journey team. You understand? Cool. Yeah, Ron, when I played through a little bit of it at different times, but then I never actually finished it until I played it on stream a couple of months back. And I played with the same person the full way through, man, and it was emotional. So I definitely get it. It's definitely worth checking out. Dropping fake news? No, it's not fake news. As the art director for Flower and Journey. Yeah, so it's the same guy. It's just not the same team. So it's the same art director, but not the same company that did it. Same art, same music, same game. You know what? That's actually fair. So technically I was correct. Listen, I was just over there gaslighting Vash over the weekend. I was telling him like, yeah, it's definitely the same. And then we actually watched, and I was like, yep, definitely. only to be like, yeah, later on I was like, yeah, fuck, I did that, and it wasn't. Yeah, Mage, I see what you were saying about the quantum computing and things like that. I think you're going a little above where my intelligence of these things is at. Don't be afraid that you can't be putting anything in there. I love to see it. Part of coming into a person's stream like this is, yeah, you get to hang out with us, but there's people in the chat who could be really excited about it, like Plenty, who is an awesome person in herself. So but with that, I wanted to bring this up because this is kind of an interesting thing that just got announced the other day. For Nvidia was having like a kind of a showcase or whatever at something or whatever. And they were talking about what is this? Nvidia Ace for games. It is AI generated like dialogue with characters or something. We'll get into it in just a second here, but I will show this off to you, and we'll kind of talk about it in a second. Completely understand how you were partially correct. I was partially correct. They really are doing the same game. Listen, I would not be mad at a Journey 2.0, you know? Listen, I'm not mad about that at all. The game looks sick, too. I don't know. Fuck it. It's gonna be good. Or it won't. I don't know. Whatever. The game looks great. That's what I'm saying. Why worry about it? Finished my coffee off. Delicious. I wish I had a button for the coffee was no longer required. Oh yeah, Ron was talking to me about this Julian Sands guy. He's an actor, you know, kind of a early 80s 90s actor. He went missing. Yeah, he went missing, and I believe someone told me January, and I just saw that, yeah, they've kind of given up the search over the last like month or so. That I think they're gonna probably not be, you know, obviously not be putting as much resources and everything into it. It's pretty sad. Loved Warlock. Yeah, that's what we were talking about actually. Because that's what Ron brought up, and I was like, because I didn't know who it was exactly, and I was like, oh wow. Damn, guys. Well, let's take a look at this. Let's have a good laugh, or maybe somebody's mind's gonna be blown. I don't know. I want to show you guys this video real quick, and we can get back into some Julian stuff after that. But take a look at this real quick, and let me know what y'all think about this. I was like, is there sound?
We are thrilled to showcase an immersive and dynamic interaction between a player Kai and a non-playable character named Jin. This captivating ramen shop scene was created by NVIDIA using the latest RTX rendering technologies. NVIDIA collaborated with Convey, an NVIDIA Inception partner, to showcase how developers will soon be able to use NVIDIA Riva, Nemo, and Audio to Face for AI-powered speech, conversation, and animation. These models were integrated into the Convey Services platform and fed into Unreal Engine 5 and MetaHuman to bring Jin to life. Please take a look.
This whole scene looks fantastic. This is just a tech demo if nobody knows.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Unfortunately, not so good.
How come?
I am worried about the crime around here. It's gotten bad lately. My ramen shop got caught in the crossfire.
Can I help?
If you want to do something about this, I have heard rumors that the powerful crime lord Kuman Aoki is causing all sorts of chaos in the city. He may be the root of this violence.
I'll talk to him. Where can I find him?
I have heard he hangs out in the underground fight clubs on the city's east side. Try there.
Okay, I'll go.
Be careful, Kai.
All right, so that's it. It's just a little tech demo kind of showing this off. It's not meant to blow your minds or whatever. So this is all kind of like AI generated, and so apparently like they're kind of showing off that like the one character is speaking, like you as the player is like speaking to the character. So like there's a little microphone thing here, like you're saying like, "Hey Jin, how are you?" And they're kind of responding back to you. The problem is, I know this is early. I know it's early. God, does it sound fucking wooden. It's exciting. I mean, it is again, but I have to laugh at the delivery of how the voice acting is. Again, I know it's early. I know it'll get better. I get that. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna laugh at it. The quantum computing. Yes, of course. The decrease loaded on the CPU by 60% and the RAM access times by 23. That's pretty awesome, actually. I appreciate you taking it down a little bit for me. Arachnophobia. That's the one too that I was getting. I fucking loved that movie, dude. None of this is accurate, and it's just to help make it sense. Yes, of course. Yeah, the AI for game development will be pretty cool. Even like the Unreal Engine, I think it's like 5 now that they're in. All of that has been huge for development. We're gonna start to see games be able to be really, really well done with not having to take as much time. First few steps into Ready Player One could be. Be careful, Kai. Bro, that's exactly how it felt. Sounds a lot better than arrow to the knee. Yeah, and it's a lot more dynamic and everything. I'm sure like if you were there playing the game and you're talking to them or whatever, if that's what you wanted to, you know, because like, I'm pretty sure games are gonna have to give you options. You're not always gonna be able to talk to your game, but if that's like what they were doing, you know, I think it would be immersive. It'd be a lot of fun. For Visual Studio, yeah, I've seen that Microsoft is coming out with an autopilot. It could be, right? But I did see that they are doing the Windows 11 AI. It's pretty interesting. Everybody's integrating AI into whatever they can do at this point. It's a slow ass process. Yeah, that'd be cool if you can though. It'd be really cool. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. I saw the whole thing the other day and I was like, whatever, I didn't really care. And then I watched the video again and I was like, yeah, you know what, this is pretty cool. I also saw somebody say, how the fuck did they get this this wide ass resolution on YouTube? And I was like, yeah, I have no idea. That's pretty wild. I actually really love it though. I love how fucking wide this video is. So yeah, hopefully we'll see more and more of this kind of get integrated and be much better, hopefully. I think that's always going to be the thing. Cool. Just a couple more things. Let's be Black Bard. I mean, it is, but like it's like also just, I mean, it actually legitimately is really, really like a really wide aspect ratio. Because it's not just like, it's not Black Bard like super high. Like this is it. It's legitimate, like really huge. And can I? Yeah, let me go back to default view. Like even look at the default, man. Look at this thing. All right, go back to normal. It's weird. It's pretty crazy. It's a cool aspect ratio. It's not one that everybody can get into, but I love it. To get that dumb resolution, it could be. It could. you're probably right. There's probably some kind of something. Although, like I said, it's a tech demo, so they could be faking a lot of it, of course, too. So just running it through like having it all animated ahead of time and just rendering it out that way too. So cool. Just like I said, a couple more things. World changing developments in under 1 century, bro. It's going quick too. So I don't know. I think I remember them announcing Silent Hill Ascension. I don't really know if there was much about that we knew about it yet. But I did see, that there is a cinematic trailer for it. And I was like, cool, we'll take a look at that. So take a look apparently at this new Silent Hill game, Ascension.
I can feel it. Your guilt. So thick it chokes the air. You want to know how you can escape from this place. But you can't. Any more than you can escape yourself and the pain you carry. It fills you up like a sickness, a disease that you pass on to everyone you meet, everyone you love, even your children. Because no matter how hard, how fast, how far you run, your past will catch up with you.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I mean, obviously this is a cinematic, so of course, but they're kind of teasing the idea of being able to change the fates of the different people in the game, which I think is a new thing for Silent Hill. It's cool that they're kind of trying to do something a little different. I'm interested to see more. I feel like Silent Hill is one of those games that you can kind of do a lot with, that you don't have to keep doing the same thing. You can kind of have fun with it because it's all kind of I believe it's all kind of based off of like the Silent Hill monsters or something are like based off of each of the characters, like trauma and stuff. So you can kind of have some fun and do some interesting things. You don't have to kind of stick to the same formula. So I'd be interested to see. Anyone heard of Microsoft Direct Storage? I've heard of Direct Storage before. I don't know how it works, because like AMD and Intel have like versions of it where their CPU I don't know if this is the same thing, but their CPUs can access the RAM much easier, or essentially. But they have a way of like accessing your RAM and being able to use that. I do know, I have heard of that, and I thought, I don't know if Direct Storage is something like that. Dropped out of the sky any second, bro. Hopefully they bring in monsters out with that meteor, you know what I'm saying? Yes, aliens, exactly. See, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, just a couple more. We're definitely gonna have to take a break after this. I am watered up. I am hydrated. Once had a theory. A 152 dial-up modem to achieve 8 megabytes internet. The answer is maybe. Cool. Then I saw, okay, so the next two are just, they're a couple, these last couple were, at least I should say, were all trailers. This one is for a game called Solarpunk. I just thought this looked cozy as shit, and you know, just maybe a really chill, fun game. You know, some building and things, decorating, some farming, yes. A solar panel, you say? Yes. Really automating some things. Yes. Yes, the hot air balloon. I like that. Multiplayer there. I love me some multiplayer. Oh, hold up. We don't want to go too far here. You see this? PS5, Xbox, Switch, Steam, everything. They gonna be out on everything. I just thought I thought this looked great. Love the name and the look. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of things kind of all together. And every time you connect it to the internet, man, those old 152 dial-ups were wild. That sound is burned into everybody's brain who's ever heard them. Why do these islands gotta be floating? Dude, that's how they is. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy. Look how cool it was. Ron, we could play this all together, man. We could have a good time, buddy. Then you don't even gotta worry about why the islands are floating. Yeah, I just thought this looked great. That shit was annoying. It is. But you know what it sounded like. So no date, you know, everything. They're looking for support on Kickstarter if that's your thing, you know, or wish list on Steam, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one whenever it does actually come up. Oh, the 56Ks. That's what I was thinking. I'm sorry. I meant 152 of them. 152 56Ks? Bro, are you kidding me? I'm off to work. Hey, Ron, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I hope you have a good day at work. I appreciate you, man. You know, if you ever need to stop by, you know, and vent about why things are floating, listen, we're here. We're gonna give you some shit about it, but we're here for it, man. But yeah, I'm excited about this game. I'm definitely interested to see more about it. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Sorry, I wasn't doing the mental math that quickly on that. I've also, God, that would be absolutely horrible. One of those things was terrible. 152 times worse. Cool. So this last trailer before we get into the last thing is for System Shock. Apparently System Shock just came out. They were doing a remake of System Shock. Hopefully Ron's gone. I don't want him to hear about this. So System Shock was like the first game that I believe, like, I don't know if it was System Shock 1 or System Shock 2. It was like the first game, like Ken Levine, who ended up being the creative director on the BioShock series for the most part, except for BioShock 2. I don't know if he was or not. I mean, he was probably part of it somewhat, but probably not. I don't know. But he worked on the System Shock games, I believe. And so they were remaking the first System Shock game. I have never played it. I've just seen bits and pieces of it, but they have a little trailer out. I believe it is launched today or was coming out really soon or something. So I don't know. I just thought, cool, a little trailer. Let's see what it's about. I'm pretty sure I've seen a trailer of it, but I don't remember. Check that game out, especially if it's co-op. That's what I'm saying, man. and it definitely looks co-op.
The wonders of modern technology, making life easier for millions of people.
Turn around! Now!
What could possibly go wrong? Welcome to my death machine. Who do you think you are, insect? Do you think you can stand up to God? I will shape the earth in my image. I will evolve all living things. You must serve me well, hacker.
Yeah, okay, alright. Yeah, so it's out now, as they're putting it, the sci-fi classic, reborn and upgraded. Definitely looks interesting. I'm gonna have to check this out. I don't think I've ever checked out any of this game before, but it looks pretty cool. And like I said, it's a remake of the older System Shock game, so if they keep it kind of intact, it could be really great. I'll have to check out some reviews, things like that, see if it's worth getting into. The last thing is I got to go over $18,700. Oh my god, come on, man. Gigabit internet, or 1 gig internet, sorry. Yeah, that'd be wild. The last thing to go over is some Survivor stuff. So the Survivor is finished. I'll kind of go over some play-by-plays with you. I talked about it pretty much every time we go over it, but I'll try and go over it very quickly. Every year that every season that Survivor comes out, my girlfriend and I will make a wager at the first episode. We have to choose a person who we believe is, we each choose individual people that we believe is going to go as far as possible. And that's your person. So you're rooting for this person to go as far as you could. And then, so if your person gets voted out, you know, you have to take a point, and then you, by the, you know, the voting in the next episode, you have to have another person, essentially. So as this has gone on, we have been, you know, back and forth and doing a lot of these things. So I'll go over kind of how this went. So my first person was Sarah. Sarah got voted out fourth. But technically fifth, because the first person was medically evac'd. So that was my first one. That was my first person, my first vote out. M took a person named Franny, who was the 9th person voted out. So then she and I are now 1-1. I took a person named Carson. I believe she took a person named Carolyn. And so it's coming down to the end. It's the last like 4 people, and in the last 4, there's a one challenge that gives you power over everybody else. So in this situation, you get to choose for 2 people to duke it out. So they have to make fire against each other, and the person who wins gets to go into the final 3, which is where you actually get to be voted for be the winner, and the person who loses is essentially voted out at that point. So I knew my man Carson was I knew he was a threat, and so Heidi ends up winning this challenge, and she chooses Carson to go into the fire making challenge. And she goes into it against him, and she whoops this dude. So Carson gets voted out, so now I'm down 2. So I have to choose somebody because it's like right at the end. So I choose this guy named Jam Jam. And Jam Jam is just, he's kind of a likable dude, but there's only 3 people, there's 3 people to pick from, but only 2 really, because Emily still has one of the last 2, or one of the last 3 people, Carolyn. So every time before, we've always made it as, if your person doesn't win, you get 2 points. And so we get down to the last bit, they're doing the vote, and Jam Jam takes that bitch home. So I'm over here with 2, and now she over here with 3. Your boy won it. Your boy out here doing it. Yes, that's right. I secured it in the last bit. Jam Jam hitting me with the win. So Carolyn, she technically used to be second runner-up. She got 0 votes. Heidi got 1 vote, and Jam Jam took all the rest. It's hard. It's hard at the end like that to try and figure it out, because especially at the end, like, I kind of just get to choose the person who I think has the best chance, which was, I thought, either Carolyn or Jam Jam. So this will be the last Survivor update for this season. Whenever they come up with the next season, we'll see if I integrate this a little better or do something with it. We'll see. But I figured if I was something I was talking about, I wanted to make sure that you all got to see the conclusion. You got to see my win. So I think that's it for the news today. Like I said, we'll head back over to the other scene. Hang out for just a couple minutes, and then we'll hit a quick break before we get into some BioShock. Damn, season is over, dude. It's over, and your boy pulled out the victory at the last second. That's what matters. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out during the news.